Hey, welcome back to my channel guys, and today in this video I'm going to cover one more interesting component of Filament, which is the wizard component. Now what is a wizard component? It basically allows you to create a step-by-step form so that you can capture information in different sections, or let's just say you have filled out forms where you first get fields which are related to personal information. Then there's a second section of fields where you fill in your financial details and stuff like that. And you build up your information and finally you submit. Now this is a very common way of doing things when you want to capture a lot of information, and Filament allows you to create such forms in a very easy way. So how to do that is what we will see in this video. So let's get started. So let me go back to PHP Storm, and over here my form has a few input fields and a select field, right? And that's what we can see over here. Nothing major. Now to add a wizard, what we will do is wizard make. Now unlike many other components of Filament where you have a make and then you add schema, wizard directly takes an array, and in that you define your steps. So I have a step where I will do personal information, and in here I can add schema. Again, schema is an array of, let's just say, initially these two fields. Then I'll add one more, which is maybe address, and put these two fields over there. And let's just check what we have so far. So I'll just hit refresh and I can see this is going wayward, which is fine. We will fix that. But we have the name and the student ID in this tab. How does the new student form look like? Right. So this is how it looks like over here. Maybe I'll fill out a bit. And if I click next, I am presented with this second step. I can go back and I can go forward. So let's complete the third step as well. I'll come over here and just let's copy this. School, I don't know. Can't think of anything interesting right now, but just so that we have something in place, I'll refresh and we have 3 tabs. The validations are working, which is a good thing. And now let's see some other interesting items which we can do with our steps, or rather the wizard. So one thing which we can add over here is an icon to every step that we have. If you see right now we have 01, 02, 03. In here I can do hero icon users. I think that's the correct one. Let's see. Yes. And I can see this kind of an icon instead of the number, which is a good thing. Address. So let's see. Hero icons. Do I have anything which is house or home? We have a home. So we can add that. We have a step, and that step will have home. Right? And school, academic cap. Okay, this can work for me. I don't have a problem. I'm gonna go over here, add icon, like so. Let's see. All right, this is an interesting one, a little more visual. Your users will feel a little more interested to see what these icons are. Some visual stuff, which is good. Okay, now there's one more thing, which is right now if I try to click on these tabs, they don't work. How can I make them clickable. Now there's a workaround, which is I'll have to make the entire wizard skippable. I'll show you. Where is my wizard? This is it. So I'll add an attribute, or rather I'll call a function called skippable. Okay. And now I can go back. I don't know if this is the best way, but at least I can see these forms, and still if I hit the create button, at least it is kind of giving me the validation. However, yeah, to be very honest, I would want some way to show that these forms or these steps are kind of pending. But yeah, this is one way where you can directly allow the user to navigate. Okay. Now, if you want to add some small hint text or some description for your tabs, you have the ability to do that. And this is something which is important because maybe the name or things don't really give you a clear picture. So we can do something like adding enter your personal details, and it comes over here. We add something like add your address, something like that. So you get the point, right? With this, we will be able to put some meaningful description to our tabs so that the users can understand what is going on, right? And there is one last thing which I would like to show you, which is, let's go to wizard. Let's just say we'll do start on step, and then if I put 3, can you see every time I come to this page, right? Like I go to the dashboard, students, and I come over here, I'm directly coming to this page. So if you have some logic around where you want to take the user to, stuff like that, you can use this function to basically take the user to that particular step. It can be like resuming something and stuff like that, because if you see, this function takes either an int or a closure. So which means if you have some logic, you can do something like three, or maybe 1 + 2, any logic, and we will end up with that particular thing. So that's the beauty of this particular step. If you are creating some temporary variable where you're storing how much the user has filled the stuff, and then the user can resume, this is an important one. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you in terms of the wizard. Now obviously this is not the best way for me to create a student, because I would rather want it to be like, I'll just do a clean thing. I would want my form to look like this when it comes to creating a new student, because then my edit form and everything makes sense. However, as I said, if you have a requirement where you feel that a wizard is important, you know where to look for. A very common thing which I would rather I have seen is the filling of the text information, which every year we need to fill in, right? Now that form is huge, and if you are creating something like that where the user is going to fill in details part by part, this kind of wizards are definitely the most important thing to develop, because it allows you not only to group information in meaningful ways in tabs which the user can consume bit by bit, but it also allows you to save stuff, and you can take them to the last particular step where they were working on. So a lot of things possible. So that's about it, guys. If you like this video, then do click on the thumbs up icon, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.